Good morning, my dear friends. Good morning, my dear members of the HOLI, that is, the Heart of the Lamb Intercessors. I would like to greet Sister Christina and thank her for inviting me again to this, your annual, I suppose, gathering together in order to be able to update yourself, to be able to renew and create bonds of ties, renew that. And so, today, I have been given a topic entitled Fixing Our Gaze on Jesus. That is quite a heavy topic to talk about. But I think we are so familiar, you are familiar with it because you are people of prayer. You are prayers already. In many ways, you have no longer are beginners in prayer, but you are already, you might say, practicing prayer in your own life. So I will presuppose that. Maybe the whole point of this talk will just simply be to confirm and to deepen your experience of prayer. For that is the topic that we are going to talk about. When we fix our gaze on Jesus, we really in the end refer to our prayer life. So let me give you an overview of what I intend to do during this few minutes of presenting to you my topic, my understanding of fixing our gaze on Jesus. Remembering that perhaps we put it into context amidst the pandemic crisis we're going through. How do you fix your gaze on Jesus? First, I would like to, by way of an overview, I would like to talk about prayer as both a spiritual exercise that we all do, something that we all do together and individually. And second, I'd like to also look at it from the point of view of relationship between God and us, you see. So, and they are both related to one another because to be able to enter into a relationship, you need to do something. There is a part on man that he has to do so that the relationship of God can take place. The encounter with God will take place. There is, of course, also the part of God. So, in prayer, you will see here both what man does and what God is doing. And we will try to see the interplay of these two parts as they enter into a relationship of friendship, a friendship that will become even more and more an experience of deeper communion with each other. That's the first part. The second part, perhaps a bit more deeply as you go through prayer, the first part will be, I would say, summarized with the 5 P's of prayer. There are 5 P's of prayer. This is what we can do in order to dispose ourselves to a relationship with God. So we will emphasize in the first part what we have to do. The second part really invites us to see what God is doing. Because as you see, in prayer, while we do our part, we have to realize that prayer in the end, or the encounter with God in the end, happens because God takes the initiative. There can be no relationship, whatever we do will really become useless if God does not do His part. And His part is essential because this encounter happens because He wants it. He draws us to Him. That is what He does. And so we would like to take a look at the second part of our sharing, what God is doing as we go deeper in prayer, how His part and His role becomes more dominant, and what really happens. And I would call that entering into the dark night. Medyo nakakatakot, pero actually it's not. It's really just saying that when we go into a deeper prayer, when we go into a deeper relationship, when God takes more and more active part, active role in the relationship, what happens is we do less and less. And to do less and less means learning how to be still. Now, here we will see in the end what that means. What dark night means. Why does it happen? Bakit ganon? If you want to go deeper, you have to enter into the dark. You have to experience in your own prayer dryness in prayer. It happens. I'm sure it does in you. It does in me. What does that mean? And the whole goal of it all, when these things happen in our life, what must we do? And then in the end, if we do that long enough, the fruit of this, the grace is that in the end, we can fix our gaze on Jesus unceasingly, without stop. That's the grace. Why? Because more and more we will find that the fruitfulness of this type of praying is that we will learn how to find God in all things. Don't you like that? So, we will end therefore with a conclusion. I will conclude. The last part I will conclude. And in the conclusion I will simply say, once we have reached this part, when God takes over our life, you can't imagine what will happen. So, stay with me and we will continue our journey